This is what we were wearing in 2016. I feel like we're not getting it. You guys aren't getting it. Some of you are not understanding the ancient texts. I was there when they were written. Do not speak on the ancient texts to me. I was there when it was written. It was not as messy and chaotic as I feel like a lot of people are remembering. 2013 was the chaotic, Tumblr, edgy. It was a blur. 2013 was when the girls wanted to pretend they were depressed and like everyone was edgy and everyone was listening to Arctic Monkeys, and it was a vibe. It was a time. Everyone had their like knee socks and everyone had their statement jewelry and everyone was wearing pastel colors and it was very dreamy. Now, I'm not going to say 2016 had the galaxy print. I'm not going to act like we weren't still getting really dreamy and still getting really weird in 2016. However, the focus and the energy was towards being very structured and looking put together. In 2016, everyone wanted to look as put together as possible. The vibe was, you look like a bitch that has a planner, right? That's what it was giving. Everyone wanted to look very refined, very curated. Why is that? Because in 2016, we had Jupiter in Virgo. We had the North Node in Virgo. This is very Virgo energy. The leggings, everything was honestly a little athletic. Like leggings in 2016 were a very big deal. Like the girls were posted up with leggings and a cropped sweater, and like that was the fucking vibe. Or a cropped turtleneck, whatever, like that was the vibe, right? Leggings were a big deal in 2016. Bomber jackets, military wear in 2016 was such a big deal. Bomber jackets, military boots, like high military, like lace up boots, combat boots were a very big deal in 2016. Over the knee high boots, thigh boots, big deal. Suede was a big deal. The other thing that people are understanding, again, there was still dreaminess in 2016. We had the South Node in Pisces, right? So that was still a vibe. But there was a boho energy to 2016 as well. I'm not going to lie. South Node and Pisces will do that, right? We also, during that era, we had like the YOLO era, which is very Pisces vibes, but it's also very Saturn and Sagittarius, because in 2016 we had Saturn and Sagittarius as well. So the YOLO swag era was definitely very prevalent, but everyone was going for very like the palette was like beige, olive green, black, like rose gold was a big deal, which the Kardashians really popularized. During 2016, the Kardashians were on top of the world, and they really popularized the color palette that became a huge deal in 2016. Like that was the ideal. Everyone was contouring to the gods. Right? That is the Virgo energy. It's just like very structured, very formal. People aren't getting is that 2016 was when everyone was obsessed with like looking very put together, but also like being very low key. Like this was the height of casual Instagram. No one was taking themselves too seriously. Like it was very much a time where it was like wanted to be as productive as possible. Like productivity aesthetic was a very big deal in 2016, and we can thank Jupiter in Virgo and the North Node in Virgo for that, right? Like everyone had a dotted planner. That was a big fucking deal. Bullet journals, exactly. Day in my life videos were a very big deal. Day in my life, and the beauty gurus were beauty gurus were ruling the world in 2016. And I reminisce on that. The beauty gurus, the beauty girlies on YouTube raised my ass. And we were all logging onto YouTube every single day to see what the beauty gurus had to say. It was very curated. Like the idea of a beauty like guru, beauty YouTubers, it was literally about telling you how to look as good as possible and telling you the best fucking products, right? That type of like self-improvement content, self-optimization, very Virgo. Everyone was into filters and editing as much as possible. Like that was very serious. Making like Photoshop, Face app, Facetune became a huge thing. This is all very Virgo, which is something that the Kardashians really profited off of. Like they became really the beauty standard in 2016. Like that was a very big deal. Just like looking as edited and curated as possible, whether it's like plastic surgery kind of was a bit taboo before 2016, but 2016 was when the baddie aesthetic was really born, right? It was very much of this. It was very, very much this. Exactly. Your Instagram grid was as curated as possible. Like, and the girlies were taking it so seriously. Like, your Instagram grid had like one filter and it was a vibe, and then you would switch to like another color. It was serious. And I was there, right? That's the thing about Instagram during that time. It was like very low key because it was casual. Like, you weren't really, like, you would maybe post a selfie in there, like, but it was still very posed. It was still very curated. You still spent hours on the editing. Virgo vibes. Like, the North Node and Jupiter and Virgo gave us matte foundation. It gave us, the girlies were baking their faces to the gods, right? Our lips were dry because we had that infallible L'Oreal lipstick on, and it was usually brown. Some of the emo girls were doing the black matte lipstick. Our lips were dry. I don't even think that lip oil existed in 2016. Like, it was functionality, right? It was like the hustle culture was also born in 2016. Like, hustle culture, hustling, like being a baddie, being a girl boss. Hello? Virgo. Right? The South Node is in Virgo right now, so we're very much kind of like reflecting. That's what the South Node does, is it kind of like, it makes you very nostalgic about something that you really can't have. But I think it also, with the South Node in Virgo right now, I think a lot of us are misremembering what 2016 was actually like. I feel like we are not remembering it correctly, and I think a lot of people are romanticizing it. Like, it was, the girls were cutting that crease. Thing was about, like, makeup had to be long wear. It had to be like transfer proof. It needed to be something that would literally last like literally 48 hours, honestly. Like, it was very serious. Pisces energy. Now we've had Saturn in Pisces for a while. Saturn will be entering Aries this year, like kind of that ethereal energy. Pisces is very ethereal, it's very dreamy, it's very messy, it's very chaotic. Spiritual energy with Pisces. And during 2016 with this South Node there, like, I think the boho vibes were definitely there. This was like, Coachella was a big deal and everyone was serving like Vanessa Hudgens realness, right? White sneakers became a very big deal in 2016. Stan Smiths, Adidas Superstar. I don't know how, like, I kept my Adidas Superstars clean and white throughout that entire era, and I only just got rid of them. Like, they stayed together. Also, we need to remember, again, 2016 was the rejection of the kind of dreamy vibes, emo vibes of 2013. There was still some emo-ness, but it wasn't as there. The girls were wearing chokers, very simple jewelry, like tiny dainty necklaces that were stacked. That was very much a vibe. There was no statement jewelry. You were wearing a choker and then some small dainty necklaces, like dainty earrings. Like, that was the vibe. It was very intentional. It was not giving fantasy. Girls were cropping their shirts. I remember how many times I cropped my shirt, and it was very serious. I would sit down and spend an hour every weekend just cropping all of my shirts and ripping my jeans very strategically, okay? It was very popular to have jeans with just like literally one rip in them at the knee. That was the vibe. Very strategic, very, very militant, if you will. Virgo. Need I say more? What was really traumatizing about this era was the clear heels. That was crazy. I don't know what we were thinking. Nude was a very big deal. Nude colors. And there was only one color of nude. Stranger Things season 1, La La Land, last Rihanna album we'll probably ever have. Godspeed to those who were there.